everybody, what's going on? This is Steve, guitar player from New Jersey, making a different kind of video today. Today we're talking about Tease Guitars. Tease Guitars is a brand out of New York, and they are owned by a gentleman named Torsten Jacob. Now, Torsten and I met about a year ago in New York. I got to play a few of his guitars, and we had kind of hit it off and basically just started following each other on social media. About a week or so ago, I had an opportunity to run into Torsten again, play some of his guitars, and graciously gave me two to bring home and demo and play and just kind of give him some feedback, as well as make a couple of videos for him. But he said, with no uncertain terms, be honest, I didn't need to run this by him or send it to him. So I thought, that was super cool of him to kind of give me the opportunity, because I'm not an influencer. I'm not sitting here chasing demos. I'm not sitting here trying to sell anything other than just playing my guitars and kind of having fun. And then B, that he had the conviction in his product to just give me these guitars, knowing that I could immediately just kind of go home and say that this is wrong, this is going to be wrong. So I immediately was, humbled and also super appreciative for the opportunity. That all said, the whole thing about demoing guitars isn't something I take lightly. I love to play guitar. So I spent a good week just playing this guitar. I haven't played any of my other guitars. I haven't spent any time on anything else other than this guitar. And what I'm about to tell you is this guitar is a revelation. Torsten was charging, I believe, $268 all in with shipping on this particular model. Now, in all transparency, this is last year's model. This T-shape is his last year's model. I do believe it's not available. He has a whole new line for 2025 that has just been demoed and coming out and introduced earlier this week. So really what I'm speaking to overall is just the brand and kind of what Torsten is putting out there in terms of quality, in terms of playability, and just terms of a guitar that inspires you. The one thing I think that Tease has going for him is Torsten. There's very few brands that I can think of where that somebody is that involved, that excited, that, accessible, that if you had a question, you had a concern, you could pretty much reach, I was messaging with Torsten the other night at 4 a.m. I'm like, dude, do you ever sleep? And so he was just so excited because he had just got his new line of these guitars in. And I thought that was awesome. Here's a guy, he's making these guitars, he's putting them out, and he's just as excited as the people buying them. So as I've spent some time playing this guitar, this is going to be a less technical kind of thing. I'm not going to take the guitar apart and tell you, you can see all the specs, but some of the stuff that you get that I am super impressed for the money, and these are also on the newer guitars, you get for less than $300 on this particular last year's model. You're getting a bone nut, you're getting locking tuners, which is amazing. You're getting stainless steel frets. You get the swimming pool route, so if you don't like the pickups, you can always switch, and if you wanted to put a humbucker in here, you could do that. You get the Garrett wiring, you get the full CTS full-size pots. On the back side, you have the cutaway. Just stuff that's amazing. Like, these are things that Fender's not doing, and I feel like the value proposition on this guitar is insane. But to me, if the guitar doesn't inspire you, all the great components don't really mean squat. And I've done nothing this week but play this guitar and continue to be blown away. And what I love the most about playing this guitar is that, having the rail humbucker, which is proprietary to Torsten, it's his house brand, it's definitely you're able to get all the telly tones, but then you're able to get the humbucker tone, which I think is pretty incredible. You know, on this particular one, you have your 3 switches on here, and I believe his new guitars have a coil tap, which is even cooler. I went from playing a lot of heavy stuff, a lot of RATT, a lot of the old 80s guitar sounding type of stuff, on the, you know, in the bridge position, to all the stuff on the neck pickup, which is kind of where I live these days. But all the stuff that is very chordy, finger picked, and just, you know, more of like clean tone kind of sound. As far as the tones go on these, I'm able to kind of go in between all the different sounds. The pickups really, I don't see any need to change them per se. I mean, the only reason I would ever change them is if I was looking for something a little bit more, a little less hot. I would change out the pickups for that reason and that reason alone, and also probably go to 250 instead of the 500. But for out of the box and using this guitar, gigging, it's an everyday player. This is a great generalist guitar. In fact, I would say if I was gigging, I would probably use this guitar for many reasons, but just for the fact that it has just this great feeling to it. The one thing that I also wanted to say in playing and spending a week with it, I love the neck. The neck is a little bit of a deeper, it's got a deeper C feel to it. It feels great. Like, I can't get around how amazing it is. And the frets are, you know, there's no sharp edges, especially with the stainless frets. Everything just kind of works really nice. Haven't had any issue with any fret buzz. I mean, it was pretty much set up out of the box the way that Torsten had given it to me. I did change the strings and I did adjust a little bit of the intonation, just kind of the way that I like to have everything set up. But as far as the way I received it, it's great. If you're buying this guitar from Torsten, the one thing that I think that you can take solace in is that if you have an issue, you just reach out to him and he will fix it. He wants his customers to be happy. And I think, like, that's kind of what we aspire for. It's great customer service, great product. So without hesitation, I am, you know, not necessarily saying that this is the best guitar that I've ever played, but this is by far a very, very, very good guitar. And I'm gonna be happy to play this one. I'll be using this one, obviously, in some other YouTube videos down the road. And if you have any questions, please do check it out. Please be sure to check out Torsten's new SBH models. They have, from what I can see, there's 6 or 7 different unique colors. They have a couple of different adjustments. They move the truss rod from here to here. They're also now doing baked maple. Again, the value proposition goes up. The value goes up. I'm sure these guitars are going to be just hot rodded right out of the box. And you know, the people that are winning are us guitar players. If you have any questions, please feel free to hit me up. Thanks for watching.